Hello, my friends. I haven't gone over my viewer comments for quite some time. And to be honest, the comments that I get are usually positive. I get occasionally weird questions or insulting comments, but they're actually pretty rare compared to the number of positive comments I get. Jenny Bailey writes, "The 9/11 was an inside job. You, sir, are just trying to distract people with your bullshit. The ley lines meet up all over the world. When you look at each one, you can see how things are connected, like earthquakes, massacres, etc. They all fall on ley lines, so before you trample on this fella for telling us his view, maybe you should pull your head in and research ley lines before judge someone. Just saying." I love comments like this. She obviously didn't watch the video because I addressed ley lines. I explained how ley lines began, who invented ley lines, when he invented ley lines, and what exactly ley lines are supposed to be. So this person, Jenny Bailey, is trying to say that I guess earthquakes and massacres only occur on ley lines, so earthquakes and massacres don't happen anywhere else. I would love to see the research data for that. And what defines a ley line in your world, Jenny? Moving on to the next comment. Author Brenda Winters writes, "Hang witches. This is called fear. This male entity is trying to make her, the female entity, look foolish. He says sex with anyone is good. That causes diseases. She forgets to use the name Lord, Jesus Christ, as there are many Jesuses in this world. I studied this religion. It worships Satan and his demonic forces. If you do not know proper spiritual warfare, there are many books on this. Arguing does not help. She loves her brother. He does not, and says that plainly. Spiritual forces are not to be played with. Raise up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it." This is another one. I love how they studied our religion and they determined that it's satanic and it's demonic. Usually their study of religion is usually books written by other Christians. They usually don't take any kind of other position, or they just take the position that because it's not of God and or the Bible, then yeah, it's satanic or demonic. Moving on. So this was a comment left on Jim Bakker's Onto Us, the video where Jim Bakker basically, when he was sent to jail for embezzling funds from his quote-unquote church, the reason why he went to jail and why he did the whole thing in the first place was because witches cast a mass spell on him and made him to do that. So I thought that was quite an interesting and unique perspective on not accepting any guilt for what he had done whatsoever. So Reverend Green says, "Man, the cringe level is too high. Baker's a nut job, but I hope you realize Wicca, or whatever you practice, is just as nutty and nonsensical as Christianity. And before any of you losers even think about making a witty reply, Reverend is just a screen name, and it doesn't mean what you think it does. Anyway, you might think calling yourself a witch is edgy and sounds cool, or maybe it's a way of feeling like you have more power over your life and the world around you, but I can guarantee you there is no such thing as spells or magic or spirits. Wicca is just another religion, and therefore it is merely a belief that actually hinders you from effectively dealing with reality. Then again, maybe that's your goal." So, okay, Reverend Green, I don't know why you chose that particular screen name if you're not a reverend, And also, if you're against religion, why identify with a title like Reverend? But anyhow, that's your choice. So, whatever. I don't have any comment on your choice. So, the rest of this, it's just, you know, I'm glad that you have decided to explore and you don't follow any religious dogma. I'm really happy for you. I really don't give a fuck what you think about my particular beliefs. I'm not forcing them on you. I'm not trying to create legislation to get you to believe what I believe. And my beliefs have absolutely no effect upon you and your life. So if you want to round me up and put me in some kind of a concentration camp and force me to stop believing what I believe, then I'm gonna fucking resist you, okay? So you can take your beliefs and you can shove them up your fucking ass. Let's see. Gray State Murder. You seriously are a retard Luciferian. Okay. What's the problem with this society's him well-read some Master Mason books? What? I have no idea what you just... I can't even begin to break down what and where this sentence took a wrong turn. I can't even decipher what you actually meant. I think maybe you're trying to say, what's the problem? What's the problem with society? I have no idea what you're saying. The guy's recording history. No, he's not. Yeah, that would annoy me too, lol. See, the problem you have is not with the information, but having to give up your sin. No, it doesn't. I think you already gave yourself to Satan, though. So make videos about how hateful God is, how great Lucifer and some hippie bubbo jumbo vibrate your chakra and becoming God's bullshit. What? I'm not a retard, nor am I a Luciferian. He's not recording history. He's making shit up. My problem is with the information. Sin is the Christian perspective. I think you already gave yourself to Satan. No, I haven't given myself to Satan. And to be quite honest, Satan would have to take me out to dinner first and really, really sell it before I gave myself to Satan. So make videos about how hateful. I don't know how hateful God is. I don't know if he wears a lot of hats or he doesn't wear any hats. I honestly don't know. How great Lucifer and some hippie... Okay, I have no idea what you're saying here, Gray State Murder. Oh, here's a clever one. Dylan W. says, Hellbound indeed. Clever, clever, clever. You, sir, win a point in my book. Just 1 point. Sadly, in your intellectual wisdom, you are preparing the ungodly and lost for the coming Antichrist. Thelema no doubt will be one world religion versus Islam. There are only two powers in this world, the power of God and the power allowed by God in brackets of Satan. Most belief systems are based on man-made philosophies. My faith is based on my experience and recognition of God working in my life. Okay, so there's two powers in this world, the power of God and the power allowed by God. So basically those are the same power. Because one is God's power and the other one is him allowing the power to be. So they're both coming from God. And this was a gentleman, Mr. Spock, who I had a long dialogue with him. And I actually invited him onto my show to discuss his position and get an understanding of what he... Basically, I invited this guy on. I sent him invites, and he never showed up, which was kind of a shame. But for whatever reason, I don't know why he didn't show up. But anyhow, Mr. Spock, if you're watching this video, the offer is still on the table. If you want to take advantage of it, please contact me and we'll set up a time to talk. Jim P. writes, LMAO. Who fucking cares? Pagans are scum. Be an atheist and stop with the anti-science New Age BS. At least Christians have a moral value for their unscientific beliefs, unlike you dick-worshipping freaks. And here's one. Nice. Have a nice trip from Sean Jackson. So I replied, why, thank you. I will. I assume he means have a nice trip to hell. So I said, yeah, okay, thanks, I will. First of all, Sylvia Ross, your question started out looking like this. And then I clicked read more, and it looked like this. A wall of text. I'm not reading a wall of fucking text. Okay, Sylvia Ross? So whatever point you made in this large section right here is lost. I'm not reading it. So I'm going to pick a couple of pieces out, which I feel are kind of the meat of your comment. First of all, you say, you question at the beginning of this video whether demons exist. Yes, they do. The explanation for their existence has to go way back to Genesis 6. Here's a quick summary of Judeo-Christian theory on demons. I use the Mayan civilization here as an example, but the same thing happened all over the world. Yes, Sylvia, I understand that there are a lot of civilizations that have had some kind of a belief in a spirit or demons, like daemons, which comes from Greek mythology. There's different Roman, pagan. There's even pagan religions that believe in spirits. I don't. Okay, Sylvia Ross. I don't believe in demons. I don't believe in angels, and I don't believe in spirits. So that's my position. And then lastly, you say, so BB, guess what? The pagan gods and goddesses, what you believe you are worshiping, are actually nothing but the wandering spirits of the Nephilim/Geber, hoping to possess you. Spirits can disguise themselves and appear as gods and goddesses, and even can appear as deceased family members, etc. The spirits of the Nephilim/Geber are demons, and they have no body, so they need people's body to inhabit. Some people have theorized that Halloween is actually commemoration of the day the Great Flood started. Yeah, and those people are idiots. So in celebrating Halloween, we are actually celebrating these Nephilim/Geber. And you must know that Halloween is not necessarily on October 31st, but the real Halloween, Samhain, actually occurs on a dark moon in Scorpio, which can occur in any day ranging from October 21st to November 22nd. Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve, which was a Catholic celebration, and it is based on the evening before All Saints' Day. It is separate from the celebration of Samhain, which happens around November the 1st, which is the Irish Gaelic word for the end of summer. It goes back further than Halloween. The celebrations of Halloween and Samhain probably began to kind of merge, or may have already been there and incorporated into the Roman festival of Lemuria. As for a celebration of the Great Flood, no. The Great Flood is most likely a metaphorical story. It's based on an event that may have occurred, but not on such a grand scale as a great flood. Okay, the dark moon in Scorpio. Now, it really depends upon what tradition one follows. They may celebrate a full moon in Scorpio, or they may celebrate a dark moon in Scorpio. And that depends. There are people who celebrate based upon the phase of the moon and in which sign currently the full moon is, or the new moon is, which would be the dark moon. So yeah, that part might be correct, but again, it's not going to be across the board. Not everyone is going to celebrate that way. As for this person's book, you know, there are so many Christian writers who basically get all of their facts completely wrong. I'm not going to keep reading these ridiculously stupid books. If I'm going to study anything about our pagan cultures and our pagan ancestors, I'm going to go for rock solid research. I'm going to go to history, archaeology, and anthropology. I'm not going to go to some preacher who decided to write a book on how Halloween is satanic, because I've already heard it all before. And here's one from Ramadel Lezel, Demons Will Cry, Sabet Met Roth. Okay, with these names, you guys really got to make them easier for people to pronounce. And this is on Bill Schnabel, the Illuminati Druid. Check the order of 9 angels. 9 angles. Check the order of 9 angles. Okay, I'll check. I'll look into the order of the 9 angles. More BS. More of Bill Schnabel. Exhale Chemtrail says, doesn't Black Friday seem a little strange to you? No, it doesn't. The elite are famous for repping Their ancient religious practices may be the mixture of paganism by the Catholic Church is something you want to ignore? The Vatican, after all, set all this up and has twisted many religions to maintain power of many countries. Okay. In accounting, you can either be in the red or the black. You want to be in the black. If you were in the red, where the red pen is, that means that you're at a negative balance. That means basically you're losing money. You are in the red. After Christmas, you hoped you made a lot of sales, and thus you would be in the black. So that's what Black Friday stems from. It stems from, it's just kind of a colloquial saying. It's like you're no longer in the red, you're actually in the black. That's where it comes from. And this one, I like this one. Raphael Silva says, Hellbound is gay, and I don't trust in gays, so go to hell, sucker. Which I replied, argument won, because you called me gay. Well played, good sir. Well played. I got one last one here. Okay, Paul Fishman says, and this is on my Is Wicca Homophobic? Absolutely no, Wicca bitch is demonic and erotic fueling. The great whore of Babylon, Xavier Holland, pornography, and all types of lewdness. Lesbians, hot gay bear men. Transgender confusion. Transvestites like RuPaul and Neural. I don't even know who Neural is. With the power of pro-choice abortion and suicide. See, comments like this I leave on my channel. I don't even... Okay, let me just tell you how I look at comments like this. They're a fucking work of art, okay? They don't need any comment. They don't need anything. They stand on their own as a testament to the level of ignorance that there is out on the internet. You could print this comment out, frame it, and put it up on your wall. It is a work of art. So, anyhow, thank you all. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care and blessed be.
So open your eyes right now if you're listening to this and you don't believe it. You know, I know that the cool thing is and I don't think this guy realizes what he's doing, but there's a whole nother channel with this witch that takes all our shows and puts them up, and the whole time we're doing them, he tries to dog us out. If you're listening to this guy's show right now, listen to what I'm saying. Forget what this guy is saying about us and listen to what I'm saying right now, because guess what? Witch or not, you're going to end up in a bad shape.